Okay, take three. Now we're going a little deeper into the philosophical issues. It's useful to characterize the difference between the perspectives of the producer of scientific knowledge and the user of scientific knowledge in terms of their corresponding overall worldviews. The producer wants to know how the world is and how it works. We'll characterize him as the spectator. The user of scientific knowledge, on the other hand, wants to change the world, to make it better. We'll characterize him as the participant. The spectator worldview is captured by the following story. You and I find ourselves incarnate in the universe, don't know who we are, how we got here, where we are in space, what time is really. We're getting along. We have shelter, we have enough to eat, but it's getting a little boring. So one of us suggests that just for fun we try to figure out how the universe works. Turns out there's some important implications of this enterprise. First of all, in order for us to be able to converge from our ignorance to knowledge of how the universe works, it's important that the universe, the nature of the universe doesn't change. Okay, so it has to remain fixed in order for us to be able to have a target to go for. So in order for us to succeed in this enterprise, the nature of the universe has to be fixed over time and space. In other words, has to be the same nature of the universe yesterday, a year ago, 10,000 years ago, from the beginning until now, and so it also has to be the same everywhere. Can't be, we're never going to figure out the nature of the universe if it has one nature over here and one nature over there. It has to have one nature overall, okay? This, in effect, is just another way of saying that the knowledge of the nature of the universe has to be repeatable over time, over changes in time and space. Another implication of the potential success of the spectator's scientific enterprise to discover the nature of the universe is that our activity in trying to discover the nature of the universe can't be changing the nature of the universe as we're doing it. In other words, so our actions can't be changing the universe. If it did, it was like the first thing we did is going to have implications all over the place. We'll never be able to catch up with those. It's an impossible thing. There's no fixed thing that we're going to be able to converge on anymore, because so we can't be changing the universe as we're learning how it works. And this requirement that the process of investigation of the universe can't change the universe has led to what's been called the detached observer characterization of the scientific investigator. And this is why we call the scientific investigator the spectator. It's a detached observer. Now consider the participant's worldview. The worldview of the user of scientific knowledge. This is Nancy's policy person's worldview. First of all, the participant rejects outright the spectator's idea that our actions don't change the way things are and how they work. The participant points out that we are changing the world all the time. Day to day, as we lead our lives, we develop the structure of society. For instance, the American Constitution is a policy document. We invent and deploy new technologies, cell phones and airplanes, with enormous effects on the planet as a whole. Of course our actions are changing the way things are and the way the world works, the participant says. The participant then presumes that we're in a position to change the course of events and reorganize how reality works. This is, of course, within the limits of what our current capabilities are. These capabilities, however, seem to be growing and expanding over history. All right? It's an industrial revolution, for instance. The participant then sees us as creative actors in the development of a developing universe. We're participants in this development. We're doing it. We're part of it. Okay? Taken globally, the spectator and participant worldviews appear to be in conflict. If the spectator view is the more general perspective and subsumes the participant view, then our ability to change how things are and how they work is just an illusion. It just appears that way. Really, the spectator would say, everything is strictly scripted by deterministic laws. On the other hand, if the participant perspective is the more general perspective, then scientific knowledge is piecemeal islands of clockwork mechanism in a universe that is also flexibly cloud-like. The participant perspective sees us as creative agents, problem solvers in a developing world of creative agency. Scientific knowledge, from the participant's perspective, is real and meaningful only insofar as it's potentially useful. What do you think? Are we creative agents in a developing world, or just a bunch of particles and waves governed completely by universal, deterministic mathematical laws?